Steve and Jill here.
Hi.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining land investment talk. I'm Stephen Jack Butala.
And I'm Jill DeWitt, broadcasting from sunny Southern California.
Today, Jill and I talk about episode 1000.
What?
The story
Can
of
you
Land
believe
Academy.
it? I am so excited. I am jacked. I have been looking forward to this. This is a huge milestone. You know that. Come on.
I'm amazed.
I mean, how many people some people don't even get to show 100, let alone show 10.
Yeah.
That's not,
That's the truth.
I mean, here we are in 1,000.
This snuck up. I mean, I looked at it about, less than a month ago. I looked at the numbers and I'm like, how is this possible?
Oh my gosh. Remember back when we used to joke about you're one of 5. Now you're one of 10. Just kidding.
One of 10 listeners.
Exactly.
Man, so much has happened since we started this show.
I can't wait. We're going to talk about it.
It's just, it's been a life-changing experience for Jill and I. In fact, you know what? I'm going to ask Jill right now. Before we get into it, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landinvestors.com online community. It's free. Well, in this case,
You put the question in?
because I am I'm an active Land Investors community member.
Yes, you are.
So
We still
I'm
let
gonna
you
ask-
participate.
It's one of the few things I still get to do. I'm going to ask Jill, was it all worth it?
Yeah.
It was totally worth
Totally
it for me,
worth
too.
it. Can't believe it. I mean, really, when you think about the early shows and the trials and tribulations of equipment, it was so funny, too. You just had a friend that, it's one of these things that Stephen has a way of making it look easy. And we had a friend that, hey, you guys have 1,000 shows. So really, it's not that hard, right? And he's like, hey, what equipment should I go get? And Stephen CC'd me on the email. And it was a pretty good list of the equipment that we have, now to this point.
Accumulated, really.
Yeah, exactly.
Trial and error accumulated.
Yep.
Nope, that camera didn't work.
Exactly.
Oh, that mic didn't work.
My whole thing, yeah. just do it right out of the gate, by the way. If you're going to do something like this, don't mess around. Don't use your camera on your laptop, and don't use your earbud from your cell phone. It's not how you want to do it. You want to get good stuff and make it good because your listeners will appreciate that. But yeah, there's times we had wind and static and all kinds, which we've done it indoors, outdoors, different locations. If you've been watching and being with us, listening to us for a while, I mean, gosh, we've had home studios, we've had offices, we've been in Scottsdale, we've been here in California, we've done it from the road, hotel rooms. It's really good. So anyway, was it all worth it? Heck yeah. And are we stopping? We're stopping now, right? This is it.
Secret.
I thought that was all, right? 1,000. Okay.
Show 1000. The title of today's show is not Show 1000. All good things must come to an end.
Okay, got it.
No, it's the story of Land Academy.
Yep.
Was it worth it?
Was it worth it for you?
Until 2015, Jill and I were moderately to fairly successful real estate investors.
Right.
I'll say, we were doing great. Okay, really well.
We were exactly as successful as we wanted to be.
That's right.
We were doing the level that we wanted, and we were very happy. We could have gone bigger or slowed it down more, but we were just cruising where we wanted to be.
For some reason, it just made sense for us, she and I remember sitting down on your girlfriend's coffee table, right, taking a yellow pad and a pencil and kind of just sketching it out.
Yeah.
And for some reason, it made a lot of sense to both of us to get on the air and talk about buying and selling land. I don't know. There's something in both of them.
It made sense to you first.
Did it?
Yeah. Well, because remember you came to me with this whole podcast idea. I'm like, well, I didn't realize the value. I did not know. And that was 4 years ago, Stephen.
I know.
And we didn't commute. I'm like, well, who's going to listen? I mean, I doubt you work out to this kind of stuff. So that's all I could think about. I thought you worked out with the headphones on. I didn't think you really walked around and drove listening to this stuff. And, 4 years later, here we are.
It was absolutely worth it.
Mm-hmm.
But until 2015, we were moderately to fairly successful real estate investors, houses and land, and occasionally commercial property. And, Land Academy itself, the whole intent was, hey, let's start this company called Land Academy. We'll get some members. We'll get some partners.
Yeah.
We'll kind of educate some people in the like cream will rise to the top was a theory.
They've been asking.
And
we'll do
then,
it.
and so I'm thinking, and all trying to play the whole thing out in my head. So we got a handful of members in this universe of members that are willing to pay a subscription fee that see the value in the data that we're providing on a subscription basis, and now some of these other products. And they can be our partners. They can put money in if they want, or they can actually do the deal, or whatever. And geez, I mean, our revenue and the amount of deals that we do has, I can't calculate it. Dramatically increased since we started this. So it truly is a win-win situation. We get to profess all this knowledge that I thought was relatively useless until we started Land Academy.
We're saving.
And now we get to make more money because of it, doing more transactions. So it really is a win-win, giving it back. This is kind of the meat of the show, but
it is the meat of the show.
Was it worth it? Heck yeah, it was worth it. Would I do it all over again? That brings me to my next point. We are doing it all over again.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say too, I mean, all along, everything we've been doing is supplying stuff that people can't get. You know, what we provide is access to tools and things like that, much cheaper, much easier, and the education. So that's not what this is about. But I wanted to just further say that your subscription isn't to have access to us.
Yeah, so that's right.
That's the whole thing. That's not right. What it is. You know, everything we do is, and even with the show.
It's access to the data.
Well, you know what?
And breaks to the webinars and stuff.
How many podcasts,
and access
by the way,
to our other members
are riddled with commercials and riddled with this and riddled with, things like that. We don't subsidize anything that we do.
Well, it gets subsidized.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to say
from our bank accounts.
Well, what I meant was I'm not selling CRM du jour space on my show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
it's
things
not.
Like
we don't
that.
Advertise Salesforce or something.
That's exactly what I was going to say. But I wasn't going to drop a name because we don't need to drop a name because now they're getting free advertising. Thank you. But you know what I mean.
So how do we celebrate this? By launching another freaking company.
Right.
Called House Academy.
And by the way, it goes live to the public tomorrow. So just so you know. You may have heard it here first. You may have seen some stuff coming out. But, yep, tomorrow you can get the House Company's going to be here.
I'm proud of this.
The program.
I mean, this is maybe one of the greatest professional accomplishments I personally ever had was Land Academy. It's not so much buying and selling the land. That just was really natural. It was a natural extension of all the other real estate stuff we were doing, and it still is.
Yep.
I'll tell you, Land Academy itself it's very, very difficult for me to this day to get in front of a camera. It's way out of my comfort zone. I'd rather just crawl into a hole, write a book, or write a blog. And so it's worth it. It's worth it now. Well, I think I pull it off. I don't think I'm good at it.
I think you're kind of over it now.
And the thing is,
like you have to.
If you listen to the show regularly, you know this. We get heartfelt responses from our members about how we've changed their life. I think Jill's got one queued up here.
That was the next thing I wanted to talk about. I mean, so the story of Land Academy, you kind of got the backstory. We were investors first, doing our whole thing. We had enough of our customers that wanted us to share what we do. Who knew it would turn into this? When we started Land Academy, I never thought of House Academy. I never thought of the other things that are coming and the other shows. Didn't even cross my mind. And then, and the investors you just mentioned, and the level of success that our community is experiencing is phenomenal. I think really what it means is we've attracted really smart people.
Yeah.
Here's what I look at. I think this is Land Academy. All we've done is attracted really smart people, properly conveyed how we do it. They've taken it, made it their own, and made it even better. And that's the best thing. It's like raising children. You want them to do better than you. You want them to make more money than you. You want them to be wildly successful. And because then it goes like, hey, I did that. That's what it's all about. And that's for me, Land Academy. That's our community. So yeah, in a minute I'm going to share one little.
I think that's one of the values of having a show on successful show. Our numbers consistently have gone up since day one for this show. I mean, we were just talking about this. Our stuff didn't go viral. We don't spend any real money, if at all, on promoting the podcast. In fact, I don't think we spend any money.
Right.
Our numbers consistently and slowly grow month over month. And but more than that, what we've inadvertently done without intent is attract, because of the show mostly, people that understand data,
right,
and the value of data and the role in the real estate and the mail and offers. And we'll continue to, we've got a lot of great things coming up, great tools that I spent a lot of time researching new ways to contact offers to owners, new data sources and all that stuff. I mean, really, that's what I think this group's, so amazing. So we have some amazing people in this group.
Yep. And I have one little story I'm going to share. I just got an email. I'm not going to name names, but you know who you are. There's several people in this. There's several people named in this little thing. So basically, I'm going to say my wife and I would like to come again. This is hi, Jill. I just got this on last Monday. Hi, Jill. My wife and I would like to come to your wonderful event again in October. Do I need to do anything special to get our spots? So, by the way, it's funny. Not to caution or worry everybody, but we're actually pre-selling a lot of seats and it's going quick. It's funny. Thank you so much. And it says, I've been writing you and Steve an email since January in an attempt to express how much your mentoring has meant to us. No words seem to do it justice. There it sits in my drafts. I don't know if you know, since I'm such an awkward nerd when it comes to communicating on the weekly webinar or social media, but my wife and I have been doing deals with member A and member B ever since the event last year. Jill, when I came to that event, I was so tired of doing everything alone in isolation. Now I chat daily with those guys and several others since the event. I just want you and Steve to know you are appreciated. I don't want to be one of those that disappear to be never heard of again. Take care. So it's not really about the event or anything. It's just about the community and about the people. And I love getting these. And please never stop sending me these. I love getting these notes. Now I will cry about how our members are doing and how well they're doing. And, even just little, I'm putting food on the table. I love hearing that. I don't need to hear, hey, we're retiring next month, but that's good too. But even just a little, gosh, this took the pressure off. I've got college paid for now, and that's why we're here.
Jill, I couldn't hope for a better co-host.
Thank you. I agree. Thank you.
And Jill and I started this show.
Yeah.
It was when I started this show, I was constantly booking guests, but on my own, which if you've ever tried to do is tough. And
this is funny.
And they'd just forever not show up. So,
or we had some not good ones that you said, I can't air that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Actually, that's true. So Jill we worked out of our house back then, and she would come downstairs from the back bedroom that we're using as her office, and just I would ask her to sit down and just at the drop of a hat do a show.
Yeah.
And it worked out great. I mean, I'm not sure she was really happy about it, but
if you haven't gone back and looked at those are kind of fun. You could see me have this screen behind me, and I'm just you're just tell me about your deals, okay? They're fun.
No, was it worth it? It was absolutely worth it. And based on our numbers, of listeners, and based on the responses that we're getting, and constantly get, just like Jill just read. And the majority of the responses we get are people who are members in our group. I know if it's true to form in the industry or any industry, for every one person that is a member, there's at least 10 or 11 that are out there listening and benefiting somehow
and learning.
And that's great. I mean, that's what we want.
Exactly. I'm happy to help people from wherever you are,
Me too,
whatever
Jill.
group you're in or not in a group. You're just trying to figure it out. That's one of the things about us. We never hold back. We're always transparent. I'm never going to tell you, no, I'm sorry, that question is reserved for X group or something like that. No. That's not who we are.
Or you sound like you're a candidate for our $50,000
right.
club. That will never ever happen with us.
That cracks me up. Still cracks me up. So that's a good one. Good. That'd be funny. That's good.
Hey, thank you sincerely. This is a heartfelt now going the other way.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for being part of this with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are valued and the reason that we do this.
Yep.
And the reason that Jill and I are now starting House Academy. And next month we're starting a show called The Jack and Jill Show, which has nothing to do with real estate, but more to do with life, inspiration and information. Mm-hmm. Hey, we know your time's valuable. Thanks for spending it with us today. Join us next time for an episode called Why Land Academy Members Are Partners and How We All Win Together.
And of course, we will still continue to answer your questions posted on our online community, landinvestors.com. It is free.
You are not alone in your real estate ambition. You all right?
Yeah, that's so good. I love that.
1,000 shows, man.
Yeah, that's
that
a
is
lot,
amazing.
man. And I can't believe House Academy's going live tomorrow. So for anybody just out there, it's going to be fun to see. You listeners and our members, you already know you're already doing it. Many of you. So, but if anybody else is, found us and
I couldn't have hoped for anything better.
Yeah.
With not just the shows and stuff and the episodes, but the whole company. And thank you, employees and staff. You guys are awesome. You'll never hear that.
Yeah, you know what? We haven't thanked them in a while. We have a great team, and you know what? They don't. We do thank them, but I haven't thanked them on the air in a while. We thank them in privately in the office. So, but we couldn't do it without them. We couldn't do this without you. Thank you. Wherever you're listening or watching, I'm going to stop before I cry. Please subscribe and rate us there.
We are Steve and Jill. Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.